What was loud?
Oh, I launched up Twitch.
Oh, I see. I see. Said the blind man. Let's see if it works.
I see us.
You see us?
I see us.
Oh, it's been so long. It's been too long.
Let's go, baby.
Let's
Gamers
go.
podcast, talk shows, and podcasts. Heck yeah, dude! I didn't even know you could do that on Twitch.
I did not either, actually. To be honest with you, I thought I
That's
had to
cool
like
as heck.
create a section or something. I was like, this
There's
is
not even that much delay either.
no good. That's very good.
Perfect. Damn, we look good. G.I. Joe, domestic punk.
Oh
We
yeah.
got, like, wait. Okay, I gotta look at the camera. I
I gotta.
Wait. Oh, it's like this way.
Yeah.
G.I.
It's
Joe,
this,
Jurassic Punk. We got Dragon. We got Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah. I got Mario Bros on my side right here.
Hey, I actually pointed the right spot. I think it's over here.
I think it's.
Oh, no, this way.
Yeah, there you go.
there we go.
That's too good. So, this is Freddie M 2 and 3 at our podcast. Another one. And this time we're talking about YouTube gaming. YouTube gaming. That's basically it. And that is all. And that was it.
Alrighty. So how are we starting this bad boy off?
How we starting this off?
Yeah.
That's a good question. So what are your thoughts on, I guess, YouTube gaming? How, when you think of it right away, when you first think of YouTube gaming, what's the thing that comes up in your mind?
YouTube gaming in general. Very hard to get your name out there.
Yes.
And I think definitely in the state that it is right now, I would say the roughest part about getting into YouTube gaming and just anything in YouTube in general is the fact that there's always something that's going to be sweeping the nation. And, like, when it comes down to making content in other games, there's only so much that people are, I guess, necessarily looking for at the moment. Like, right now, the wave is Fortnite, and everyone's just Fortnite. So, when it kind of comes to my knowledge, it's, like, it's really hard for any other content creator, like, if you're new to YouTube, or if you're, like, just smaller, like, under 100,000 is what I consider, like, smaller, is, like, when you don't have that much of a big voice to kind of expand your content out, even if you make good content, it doesn't matter because, like, it comes down to, like, what's really the trend and popular. Yeah. That's what makes it a little bit rough. But overall, like, I feel like there's still an opportunity out there when it comes down to gaming, like, trying other games. Because, you know, of course, people are going to get burnt out after watching the same content over and over again. And that's kind of, like, where I stand is, like, on Call of Duty. Is, like, I've been doing it for so long. And, like, if I consistently stay to that, like, I'm just going to get a lot more hardcore fans compared to people that are just trend chasers, you know? That's kind of where
I agree. And the burnout
my
phase.
mind's
I
lined
feel
up.
like a lot of streamers or people that make videos is just making it, not really being them.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, see, I think the biggest thing, especially when it comes down to anything in general, is like some people will put on a fake face just because they know that it'll make them money and it'll help them get to a certain point. But it's like, yes, is that smart in some ways? I would say yes, but is it healthy for you as an individual to consistently do something that you're not wanting to do? I would say not. Right. You know, and that's kind of where I kind of draw the line is like, do I go and do this thing and sacrifice enjoyment and fun, or do I still enjoy and have fun, but instead at like a lower like reward? I guess that's the best way I can put it.
Right.
Like, it depends on where your values are, you know, and that's kind of where I'm teeter-tottering towards is like I want to enjoy what I do and still have as much fun and everything within it compared to doing something just because of the views or the money or whatever else, you know. Yeah, that's like I wouldn't be against doing like Fortnite content and other games like that, but it's like I don't think I could base my channel off of that game alone because just battle royales in general just get so stale so quick.
It's how I am. It's the same thing to me. It's monotonous.
Yes. Repetitive. But I mean, I guess people could say the same thing about multiplayer. Like, multiplayer in Black Ops 4 is probably the most stale thing at the moment. But, like, I don't know. I still enjoy the game, even though how poor the community is on there and how, like, the updates and everything are going within that game, like, always going the wrong direction. And, okay, actually, this could be kind of, like, a complete lead-off of what we were kind of talking about. But Treyarch in general, when it comes down to any updates, I'm just going to say it. Okay, Days of Summer, super hype, coming this Tuesday. We're going to have new weapons, new gear, new this, new that, new operation. Everyone's hyped, right? And then it's like, oh wait, everything's left behind fucking supply drops. Yeah! Woo! It's just like, dude, are you kidding me?
That's funny.
They always do like.
It's so
dude,
funny.
They take one step forward in the right direction, and then they take 10 steps back in the fucking wrong direction. I just don't get it.
Oh yeah, that's actually annoying.
There's always a catch, and that's just what drives me nuts.
Actually, that was actually like our last podcast with Taylor. I knew most of it was gonna be about Call of Duty because COD, it was like the most frustrating game, but we wanted it not frustrating. We want to play it, but just that we see the garbage and we see how they work in it. When we know like how a good studio can put out the stuff when you've seen it before, and then when you see 100+ people just putting out something that's like, what is this? You're just basically copy and paste, and you're gonna put this out, and I guess it's supposed to have already a DLC, but there's still no DLC yet.
For what? Which game?
The Black Ops 4. That's what I've been told.
Oh, like zombies or what?
Just in general.
Yeah, it's really strange to me because, right now we have, I think, 6 new maps in Black Ops 4. So when it comes down to this game, it's like, at the beginning of its life cycle when everybody was super hyped because like, oh, Treyarch's the best developers, and how everyone has that freaking mindset that Treyarch is the God Squad just because they made one fucking game that was decent.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's off topic. I love Treyarch. I love Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And nothing will change that. Even though they're money-hungry mother truckers, I still enjoy Call of Duty. So I still play to this day. I have 26 days played on that game. So I can't talk mad crap about it because I still play it.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that gets very annoying to anyone who's a hardcore grinder or somebody who wants to enjoy Black Ops 4 or get back into it is it's so rough because they're just... The only thing that they focus on right now is Blackout because they have a lot of the good developer team or development team that was from multiplayer and other Black Ops games working on Blackout and not the multiplayer, which is good and bad because, it was an ambitious project to do Blackout, and I understand that. But the fact that multiplayer is just getting I would say multiplayer and zombies are getting the shit end of the stick this year. It's been the worst. But the thing is usually it's only one game mode that gets the shit end. Like, usually it's like, hey, multiplayer was good, zombies was good, campaign is ass. Or it's like, campaign's really good, multiplayer's really good, zombies ass. That was the case for Sledgehammer, And when it came to Treyarch, one of their biggest strengths was multiplayer was good, zombies was good, campaign was decent. It was never, really bad until Black Ops 3. I think Black Ops 3 was the worst campaign I've ever played in the history.
Yeah. I actually had to cipher that one.
That one was weird. It had a cool concept to it, but it didn't have any of the characters that people grew up with. So it was like... It was very... I don't know.
Yeah,
it was an ambitious project, but I don't think it paid off.
No.
It's very poorly executed. And that's the exact same thing that I have to say about Black Ops 4 in a whole is poorly executed.
Yeah.
They build up hype, and you can say it's them, or you can say it's us hyping it up. But in all honesty, their marketing for hype is beyond a lot of other developers and other publishers. But, yeah, when it comes down to their freaking launch of Black Ops 4, man, it was just, I don't get it. They just did not match the level of what...
They had it before,
capabilities that they had.
Yeah.
They had capabilities, and they had the potential, but they threw it all away.
Oh,
and it's like, they preached it, that they were going to listen to the community this year. That was going to be their biggest thing. And what's the one thing they haven't done for multiplayer? Listen to the fucking community. Let's throw in a fire shotgun, a fucking flashlight that makes your aim assist go away. Seems like a great idea. Oh, wait, there's a rampart? Let's just fucking buff it. Yeah, it's just like, who asked for that? No one asked for it. You know what we asked for? Decent maps that weren't fucking Stonehaven 2.0 from Call of Duty Ghosts. Yeah. Cough, cough, artifact. Eat my ass.
And that's where the YouTube gaming part actually would make it difficult because you had a set plan to do zombies in the very first beginning, and then what happened to that?
That's crazy how much of a transition that was.
Yeah, it's very, very weird transition right there.
Yeah. I would say, especially too about YouTube gaming, and this is probably one of the hardest things I would say personally myself, is someone who only dedicated like me. I guess me, you, and Taylor.
Yeah.
I guess Taylor wasn't necessarily uploading content, but he was playing it.
Yeah.
But when it came down to zombies, Black Ops 3 had such just a resonating community for zombies. Even though like it wasn't the best game, not even close in my eyes of the best zombies experience, but it was just the most popular. It banged.
Community
like,
was hardcore in that one.
Like everyone loved Black Ops 3 in the community. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's even streamers like Spudley and other people that still actually stream zombies. Nothing but respect to those guys. That's awesome. But like, I think Black Ops 4 was just such an eye opener to me. Like, wow, this took such a drastic turn so quick. The fact that they can just do that to us, it's like I'm not gonna bank all my eggs in one basket on that one. Like,
yeah.
Before I was like, that's the only thing I play and I really enjoy it. I could sit on hours on end. But now like I even try to just play Black Ops 3 for an hour and it's just like it gets old.
Oh yeah.
I think the reason why it does is because it just doesn't have that same community feeling when it came down to what Black Ops 3's prime age was. Like, everyone expected Black Ops 4 to be the new, like, wave. It was going to take out Fortnite. Zombies was just going to come back. It was going to be awesome. And then it just didn't do that. No. And one of the biggest things that came down to it was the fact that they didn't involve perks. And I tell people still to this freaking day, man, it doesn't make sense for them to take out what was the only unique thing about their zombies experience. I don't understand why. Who in the hell thought that was a good idea? To just rip out all the things, all the perk jingles that made the perks feel like, it resonated with the player. You're like, okay, I'm playing on this new map. Where's Jug? I'm playing on this map. Where's Stamina? And I get the fact that literally was like, oh, hey, you're using the same perk lineup. Let's just give you Jug off the start. But it was like, it was almost more fun to have to work for Jug. Because, like, starting off with the 4 hits, it's boring. It's already too easy.
Yeah.
Zombies is already easy the way it is. So it's like, it just catered so much to the, easy, like, I guess, casual audience. But then there's always going to be those people that say, well, just play on hardcore then, or play on this, or play on that. But it's like, I would do that, but back in the day, if I want to do a hardcore run, I would still be able to get Jug. Like,
right.
I don't have to resort to changing my game mode or whatever. And then
I still agree that they should just do more of like a classic mode and then a newer mode, like they used to do.
It would have been so easy. And
exactly.
Easily port it. The fact that they made a shittier Speed Cola and didn't even call it Speed Cola. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest.
I don't even know what it's called either.
They added it in the game because people were complaining about it. People were complaining that they couldn't reload fast enough. I was like, well, maybe if we didn't change all the fucking perks, then we would actually still have what you guys wanted. And on top of that, how hard is it for them to just be like, okay, you know what we're going to do? Let's have this new Chaos storyline and only have these new perk setups in those fucking maps. And then let's have a Zombies Chronicles 2.0 that involves all of the Treyarch maps with the old perk system.
Right.
And I guarantee you, so many people will be playing that over what's in Black Ops 4 now. Black Ops 4's movement mechanics are phenomenal. That's all. It's just phenomenal. They took out the chain sliding, which made zombies super freaking easy, so I respect that. That was smart, and I really like that. But the one thing I really hate is the fact that they had the potential to make zombies so good, but they ruined it by doing this new soda lineup that I just it's dumb. There's no jingles. There's no jingles, and that's what gives it character.
And
there's just no character in
you can put any perk lineup into a map, and that's what I loved about Black Ops itself. Ascension had Flopper, and that was the biggest thing about Ascension.
And the cool thing was it was creative because it started in black and white. I thought that was really cool too until you turn on the power.
Right.
It gives you the color. Like, I feel like there was just, I want to mention this as well. Jimmy Zielinski, he was like the dev leader for zombies in Black Ops 1 and whatever other time. Yeah. So I'm not going to say it's all Jason Blundell's fault, but I want to say that a majority of Black Ops 4's choices was in his power, and he chose to do that. So yeah, I think he's seen how people enjoyed the Gobblegums because how fucking easy it was, and he was like, okay, let's make the entire game based on Gobblegums. I think that's why the perks feel the way they are and all that other stuff. Elixirs are pay to fucking win. I don't understand who thought Neptunian Jizz was a great add-on because I don't think anybody cares about that. Like, the fact that a character, actually it was Takeo, I'm pretty sure in the game, literally was like, I missed the gums. He had like a
He had an actual thing.
He says like he's like I missed the gum. I was like, oh my god, like the fact that like wow. Yeah. They even know how shitty the elixirs are. Like it's just I don't like it, man. The fact that the cooldown for megas is a lot faster, which is the pay ones.
Yeah.
Are a lot faster compared to the classic ones that actually take skill to use. Not necessarily all skill, because I mean elixirs are just basically making the game easier. But the fact, like let's say, alchemical antithesis, for instance, that thing was a classic gobblegum that you had for free that you got after hitting level 55, and you got 2 uses that will last like a minute, and you got your ammo back and everything, right? Well, in this game, it's a rare, and you don't get to use it unlimited. You only get 1 use, and it costs money.
Yep, for $5.
They realize, for 5 fucking, I'm good,
right?
Dude.
Yeah,
and you might not even get it, and then on top of that, like when it comes down to the elixir and stuff like that, like 1 use isn't worth it, especially as a rare. It's like it's more. You're telling me it's more rare than the one I had before, and it's weaker and shittier, and it costs money.
Yeah, and I see a lot of actual YouTubers or any streamers that would buy the stuff for their viewers, so it'd be more, I guess, pleasing. It seems like, but
I don't know.
Is it really worth doing that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and
not in the slightest. And how everything's just locked behind a paywall, man. That's just. I hope to God gaming finally just takes a turn. They realize what they're doing and just make that mobile app stuff again. They've seen what mobile apps get for money, and now they're trying to implement it in the mainstream. But it's unfair to your players and unfair to the community when they're paying. They've already paid for your fucking game, right? Mm-hmm. It's not a free-to-play game. People like me paid $300 fucking because I got the digital deluxe and the mystery box edition. So I'm shit out of luck because I invested a lot in this game, $300 worth. And then they still expect me to pay more money. And there's no other compensation. Other than the fact that, like, oh, hey, thank you for buying this. Here's 1,000 cop points that doesn't cost us any money.
Right.
Which will buy me, what, a fucking sticker in a store? Like.
Oh, man, that's another thing
outrageous
I don't
shit.
Yeah. Duplicates I think that should be illegal because you're basically spending money on nothing.
Exactly. The fact that they used to have a shop history on Black Ops 4.
Shop history? Really?
That you could see every item you got. Before, you could see all the duplicates you got, and I literally showed my stream, I was like, this is what I get. 3 duplicates in a row and the new item. And I literally showed my entire list of, I think, 500 and something out of like my 600 whatever I opened were duplicates. I was like, this is insane. Ridiculous. And I talked about that, and I was like, this is just, like, it makes no sense. Shit you not. A week later, they had the shop history still, but they took out the fact that you can not see duplicates. You can't see your duplicates. You only see new items you get now instead of the duplicates. Isn't that not a little bit, I don't know.
Like, to me, is who needs to open their eyes?
What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to hide, Trey? Like, I love the developers and a lot of things about what I love the ambition and what they want to do with the game, but it comes down to the execution and what they actually make the game. Like, it's all talk, but it's about what they actually put in the game, Like, at the beginning, they talked about so many great things that factions for zombies, that's still not even a fucking thing. And that's been, what? That was supposed to be on day 1 of release?
Yeah.
And they still haven't put it in the game?
Yeah.
Daily challenges? You're telling me that fucking Black Ops 1 on the PS3 has a contract system for in-game currency that you get daily fucking contracts? That's implemented in that game. And it was a full game when it came out compared to Black Ops 4 that came out, which was completely unfinished. Completely it was just a fucking mess. The thing what Call of Duty is now, and a lot of games now, is they release something that's not complete. It takes 8 months, and then after the 8 months, it finally gets to the point where, like, this is what it should have been on day 1. But it's too late. Too little, too late.
That's
the biggest thing. Too little, too late.
Too little, too late. Yeah, I agree with that one.
And that's...
I feel like that's the Call of Duty train right now. And then
too little, too late, man.
To retention, it's to, like, hold a crowd for you in the Call of Duty train, since you are in that... I'm guessing that's been difficult with that one.
Yeah. I mean,
including like all the things that would happen already. Like you should have a compilations of your internet going out, your in Call of Duty, like the servers are bad, then the lineups are bad.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, I think one of the dumbest things too. Oh my god, dude, is just a skill gap in games nowadays. There's just no like. There used to be a fine line of good players and bad players, and it was obvious. But now it's just like this. It's like, you know, if you're a bad player, you could still be good because you have this and this and this helping you. Specialists, score streaks that aren't kill streaks. It's just for participating. And if you grab, like, let's say you play kill confirmed, right?
Oh,
and nowadays, well, back in the day, you used to only get 50 points per tag. But the thing is back in the day, it wasn't by score, it was by kills. So when you grab those tags, you're just getting XP and points for your actual score leaderboard. But it wasn't counting towards your streaks. So now in Black Ops 4, and plus that's only 50, by the way, 50, compared to now that when you grab a tag, you get 100, and that counts towards your score streak. So you're telling me that if somebody was a bot, and he can't shoot straight, he doesn't have thumbs because his name's Timmy, right? So he's running around through the map, and he's super bad at the game. But he sees that his teammates are doing really good, and they leave the tags around. He can just walk up and clean up the tags. He grabs 4 of those, and he's already got a freaking UAV. And then the UAV goes in. He gets the UAV assist from his teammates, and that also stacks up. Then he gets a Thresher. And then after he gets a Thresher, he gets a Strike Team, and then it cycles. Because the score streaks are just going, and he just grabs tags. That's all you have to do. And you don't... And on top of that, there's a device known as Cosmic Device in Black Ops 4 that makes it even easier to get score streaks. Literally drops it by like half of what you have to actually get. So you're telling me like a chopper gunner back in the day, which was 11 kills, you would have to get 6 to get it.
That's outrageous right there.
Except it wouldn't even be kills because you're grabbing tags. So you could get like 2 kills and then earn yourself your high streak. You know?
Jeez.
And then in fact, that's the thing that, oh man, it gets me, is when people come to my channel too and they're like, oh, GG, I dropped a gunship on you. I'm like, you know what? You know what, buddy? You know
what?
Let's see here. What's this little thing, a little Cosmic Device?
Right.
I got my gunship! Like, hey. Congratulations, dude. You're a fucking bot, but you can use a little device to carry you through the game. I'm very happy for you. I bet your mother is very proud of you.
Oh, yeah.
But
gosh, it's like a German person's trying to teach you how to play Call of Duty like everyone else does, holding R2. Then that's it. You know, just spray and pray. You're not holding R2 long enough.
Long enough. Yeah, let's make a gun that's called Beltless Feed or something like that. It makes it so you can shoot infinitely.
Yeah, and just
it's actually in the game, by the way. It's actually a thing.
Oh, man. So, other than Call of Duty, how's the YouTube gaming life with that then? Continuously. I mean, are you still enjoying it?
I would say so, yes.
Yeah.
But it's definitely harder as a creator playing the games that aren't really the wave right now. But in the same way, though, like, as long as I'm enjoying it and I'm having fun when I come back home and decide to play a game, that's kind of where my mind state is.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all about enjoyment. I'm not going to force myself to do something if I don't want to do it. And that's like, that should be anybody's type of, like, motivation, is like, especially if you're doing something that's passion-based, why force yourself to do something that you aren't passionate about, you know?
Exactly.
But YouTube gaming as a whole, like, I would say I'm still enjoying it, and I'm still in a very happy mind state right now.
That's
super
good,
healthy. So
yeah.
Healthier than it's been in a while. Especially ever since I transitioned out of zombies, I feel like there's so much more potential for me to do. Because, like,
when you get stuck
before, I used to only stream, you know? Like, that's all I did. Which was good and bad. I mean, it worked really well. Oh, God. Jeez. But...
yeah, sorry. I mean, you can definitely get stuck in a rut for sure. Like, I felt like before when I did a lot of streaming, I felt like I had to do more streaming because people would enjoy that more. People are used to that. so that people come by more often when streams happen, but when the videos happens, nothing happens.
Yeah, like that's kind of where I transitioned this year was, or I guess over the last year, is like I used to stream all the time, and it felt like I was so binding down to only one thing and one thing only, and that was zombies back in the day. So it was like it was kind of a breather when I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do my own thing. I'm just gonna make my own videos. I'm just gonna make stuff that's enjoyable, and the fact that I can still retain a main amount of my normals and my regulars is really, really good. So I'm really, really happy with that. And hopefully in the future, if I can get that to work and grow to, to the point where I can do this as a full-time thing, that'd be amazing. But I mean, it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. And that's what, sets apart a lot of people in this industry is the fact that they think that being an entertainer and being a YouTuber is so easy by clicking a camera button and just clicking start recording. But, so many people, they sit there and talk about that, talk, but it's like, how many of you guys actually do it? And how many of you guys can actually handle it and keep on a consistent basis? I highly doubt anyone can have near as many ideas and post weekly videos and not get burnt out because they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
All the people that talk smack about it, I give them 1 to 2 weeks and they're already just lost. Yeah. They don't understand how viewer retention works. They don't understand content in general. They think it's as easy as, oh, hey, I have an idea. I'm going to go do it. Like, it's hard thinking of those ideas to do, especially when you're a gaming creator. And that's why it's really hard on YouTube gaming, I would say. So.
Yeah, because the retention of the people that enjoy it and see if it works, and then getting into the recognition stages as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that recognitions is actually probably, I would say that's the hardest out of all. If you get into that, that's pretty much golden to me.
Yeah, but it all takes to the point of getting your snowball and having it rolling and keeping it rolling without getting caught on anything. You just got to keep rolling because it's all, that ball is just a ball of momentum, and if you lose that momentum, then you're just going to kind of fall off, and that's where I was in zombies because I got basically with that, I kind of got in a rut of I wasn't enjoying it as much. So it was kind of hard for me to just wake up and be like, yeah, I can't wait to stream for 8 hours in a game that I don't want to play,
Yeah, so, and including a streaming for 8 hours, to me, it sounds exhausting.
People don't understand how exhausting that is, especially if you're someone like me who's screaming like a fucking idiot 90% of the time.
Right.
It's tiring. And you lose your voice in like one stream, and then you stream like another 5 days. It's tiring.
Exactly. For me, even like 4 hours, like after 4 hours, I'm like, I'm done. I just gotta just be done.
Yeah, true that.
Just sitting here for like 4 hours.
She's just staring at me right now.
No, it's fine. I just had to deal with my cat earlier. So I just tossed her in the other chair. Yeah, and that's another thing for me as a YouTuber and such. Work life, between work life and trying to do this at the same time can be very difficult, and the motivation to drive, you just got to keep on pushing forward with that. Including when you've been doing something that you don't want to do for 8 hours in a day, and then you come home and you're like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to be brain dead for at least an hour.
Yeah, true that, man. So weird.
Even though you don't work that much, do you?
I work part-time and then full-time on this.
Full-time on this?
About like 15 hours a week. I don't know what you want, dog.
I don't know what you want.
Give me 1 second.
You're good.
I'll be right back. She apparently wants something. I don't know what you want. I'll be right back. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
What? I don't know.
YouTube gaming. All right. Any Twitch users. I am a
I am back. Sorry about that.
YouTuber as
I don't know
well.
what my dog wants.
Might
She's
do
being
other podcasts
weird.
as well. Your dog is being weird?
Yeah, she's being very weird.
Very weird.
You know, like when your dog comes up, she like wants something, and then actually, I guess you probably don't. But
I mean, I did grow up a dog, so
she's a little shit. She'll
Yeah.
just go and
in and out, in and out, in and out.
I'm just like, what do you want?
Yeah.
It's just like, and then I'm like, outside? No, you just went outside like 5 minutes ago.
So
and it's like she's begging for food.
So do you get the same concept of being tired from work, and sometimes you just need an hour or something, just nothing, brain dead?
I mean, I guess I used to, but nowadays, like, I just tried to get proactive and really just like work on shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, I have my creator burnouts, but I've been pretty consistent on my uploads, and I'm pretty happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think anyone or not everyone can say that they can edit for 8 to whatever many hours after work and then wake up the next morning and go back to work and still be on a consistent schedule. Like, people don't understand how much work I actually like put behind my stuff. Like, it's mental. Like, if I was a YouTuber that was stable with making content that was half-assed content and wasn't edited that well, I mean, yeah, it'd probably be a lot more relieving. But it's just like the way I am, I'm a perfectionist, so it's just like I can't do that.
Yeah.
Which becomes a little bit stressful, but I think it's all about being proactive and having your priorities straight.
Yeah, the priorities is probably the biggest one I have to do.
Because a lot of people settle for laziness, you know, and that's just, yeah. I was there at one point, and I try my best not to really sit back and be lazy. I try to get ahead. I mean, of course, we're humans. We're going to be lazy here and there, but like,
right.
You gotta try your hardest to just be on top of things.
Oh, yeah.
Like, usually I'm like, okay, I record, I edit, get that done, then I have time to sit back and relax and just chill for a little bit.
Yeah, that's where it's just, I know some people will say that they wish they just had fun with it. Mm-hmm. And instead of just, like, always worrying about, oh, shit, I need to get this done. And I see a lot of people have that worry about it, too. It's like, oh, shit, I need to get this done within an hour and just...
Yeah, that it is very stressful, I would definitely say about that. But, like, what I'm wanting to do coming up here in the near future is I just want to, like, make gaming videos on whatever I'm feeling today. Like, I'll be like, oh, you know what? I feel like just playing Minecraft and doing a hardcore series. Like, I'm just going to go and do that. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just eventually going to kind of break off to my own thing, but still keep the content in Call of Duty, keep it in this, but just do things that I'm feeling at the time instead of forcing myself to play something.
Right.
I think that's a lot more enjoyable content in my eyes, and also for me as a person, it's just enjoyable to do, and it's something I would be more willing to watch compared to someone who's, welcome back to another Black Ops 4 video, and blah, blah, blah. It's just like, it's not as entertaining, because they're not happy, and you can tell they're not happy, so it doesn't portray that well, you know?
Exactly.
But
so in Call of Duty world, what do you think people look for?
Content.
Just content in general, just
more weapons, balancing, skill base. Not
skill
for scrubby nutties. We don't need mom and dad holding my hand on a tricycle with training wheels.
Exactly.
Like, you don't need it. It's a game meant for mature audiences, and you're telling me they're tending it towards fucking 12-year-olds. It's like, I paid for a game that's a shooter. Let's make it one. Let's make it an actual shooter instead of having all these specialist things that are added into the game to make it an Overwatch vibe. I don't want to play fucking Overwatch. I'm here to play Call of Duty, you know?
Oh, the specialist thing actually really just pissed me off in the Call of
Duty.
It's
a lot like Overwatch.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And that's the... Because they know what gets some money, but it's just like... You don't do that with Call of Duty because Call of Duty's known for being Call of Duty, the FPS fast-paced shooter, you know?
Right.
Like, that's what we want. But you're telling me that you're tending it towards, like, just a completely different ballpark. It's like League of Legends and fucking Call of Duty fucked and made Overwatch. Like, that's literally what it is. It's just like, we don't need that, though. Like, if that game's Overwatch, keep it Overwatch. Make it Overwatch 2. I don't give a shit what you do to Overwatch. Just don't put it in Call of Duty, because that's not what it is. We don't need Overwatch Call of Duty edition. It's just like, it's dumb. Yep. Keep those separate. They're a good game the way it is, but it's not good when you mix them.
It's too much. It's really just it makes it too.
And you can tell they try to go the Overwatch way because there's 5v5s in Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
And you know, it's one thing that really pisses me off is the fact they have a 100-player game mode, Blackout, and they can't even implement Ground War, which is max 20 fucking people, max, and they can't even throw that into a fucking game. 20 people. It's just like, how hard is it for you to literally strip it from your other game, throw it into Black Ops 4 with something that everyone's been asking for? It's just like, make it. Snipers only game mode. Everyone fucking loves snipers only because it's the least toxic place to just chill and snipe and have a good time. They take the shit out of the game when everyone loved it. Like, what the fuck? Then there's Alcatraz and Blackout. Everyone loved it. Takes it out for 2 weeks.
It's like, yeah, I remember that one. That's for sure.
I don't get it. It's like they're trying, like, okay, they see Black Ops 4 is falling down a hill. And then they decide to just add a bunch of fucking butter on the hill for them to slip even faster. I just don't, like, they don't even try to stop it. They're like, oh, it's already failing. Let's just make it worse.
Right.
You know, like,
we're just going to do it. Whatever.
I don't know. Whoever's making those fucking decisions has to be the guy who made the strobe light a thing. Like, there's no doubt. The guy who's making the decisions for Black Ops 4 is the one who created the fucking strobe light. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And the fire shotgun. There's no way. There's no common decency as that guy of a human being. He's not a common decency of a person. He just can't be. He's evil.
He's evil. I feel like there's someone out there that is in a Call of Duty is getting salty. He's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm taking this out.
I'm really shit at the game, so I'm gonna add the strobe light so I can play it at home when I get home.
Right.
That's like a great idea.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
Just for their own use or something.
I just don't really understand the direction of where they're trying to go. If they're really trying to succeed, and they're really trying hard to help the community, and what is that? What's the word?
Community.
What is it, Freddie? Listen, Linda. Listen to the community.
Yeah.
How hard is it, dude? Literally listen to your community. You're telling me that for Modern Warfare, for any type of advertisement, you're giving fucking NBA stars that will play your game fucking once, by the way, to come out and play the game, which they probably don't even know what's new. They just like, oh, this is cool. I get money for that. Like,
yeah, basically.
And then we have all these fucking content creators that actually care about your franchise and want it to succeed, and they want you to do well with what you have. And we're passionate about that, and you're just gonna be like, fuck them.
Fuck
it.
Fuck them.
Like, you have an embargo. If we were gonna say any shit about your game, you could literally block it off of our social media. You could strike our channel. You could do this. You could do that. You have all the power in the world because you're fucking Activision. But You're telling me you're gonna invite LeBron James to fucking MW's reveal and let him play the game early when there's plenty of other people that are a lot more willing to help that game succeed and to help guide it in the right way for what the community wants. It's just like
mind blown.
Stupid. Right? It's just drives me nuts, man. Like, I just want call it because as a content creator, you want that game to succeed because that's if they succeed, you succeed. You know, especially as me as being more dependent on this FPS game, and I play a lot of Call of Duty. Of course, I want it to succeed. The last thing I want to see is be like, oh, Call of Duty's shitty. Like, that's why, in my eyes, especially as a content creator, I don't try to always bash the game and bash it. Of course, I'm going to bash certain things like the microtransactions are bullshit. The weapon balancing and skill-based matchmaking is bullshit. I'm a level 1000, and I don't get rewarded for anything on these double XP weekends, so maybe implement something like double crypto or double reserves or whatever it's fucking called. Like, add something for the people that actually grind your game so we actually feel some type of repayment in it. But no, I bought the Black Ops Pass, and unfortunately for me, since I bought that fucking pass, I can't even uninstall the other maps because they forced it upon you to keep it because how bad it was. Like, I can't even go to the PlayStation Store and delete it because it's locked. It's locked inside of Black Ops 4. So you have to delete the game, and even if you re-download it, it's linked to Black Ops 4 since you have the Black Ops Pass. You can't delete it. And then on top of that, they said they included these maps only in the Black Ops Pass And guess what happened this weekend? Free DLC weekend again. And they implemented all these shitty maps that no one wants to play into every single game mode, but everyone gets it. So not just the people that are unlucky enough to buy the Black Ops Pass, but everyone who plays the fucking game are now having AIDS in their game. Like, and they didn't even pay for it. You know, it's just a joke. It's such a scam. It's such a scam. Right now, we should have at least 12 new multiplayer maps. We have 6.
Right.
Lockup. We got fucking Madagascar. We got Elevation. We got, what's another really shitty map?
I don't remember the names at all.
Masquerade. You got Artifacts. And then I don't remember the last one. But you get the point.
Right.
The fact that right now we should be standing on 3rd DLC season. And we should be having, I don't even think we've gotten a 3rd Zombies map, have we?
Nope.
No.
Let's say like
DLC pack map. Necessarily, we have a 3rd map. It's just we don't have a.
That's what Taylor was looking into. Like last year, we already had DLC 3.
We almost had all 4 by now.
Yeah, we almost had all 4 by now. By last Call of Duty World, at least.
For like other games, they would have been in the cycle. By the time that Black Ops 4 has been alive, we should have had it by now. But the dumb thing is they're considering making variants of certain maps like Nighttime Firing Range or Seaside Sunset or fucking Darude Sandstorm. Throwing a sandstorm on a map that doesn't make sense.
Oh,
that counts as a new map on Arsenal Sandstorm. It's ridiculous.
I went to one of your streams and I saw it was a sandstorm. He's like, "You're kidding me? That's a new map?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a new map." It's like, that's garbage. You know, I can do that.
It's not even a new map. It's literally just the same map, but they threw a sandstorm in it. This is what they need to do. If they're willing to make a map, like remake it, but add something to it, genius idea, Treyarch. Think about this. Have every single map have a morning, midday, and nighttime life cycle. So every time you play the map, you don't know whether or not it's going to be daytime, morning, or night.
Mm-hmm.
Have that for time-based maps. That would be nice. It'd just be something different. It's such a little thing and such a subtle thing. I think people would eat that shit up, though. I guarantee people would love that. Just having like, it just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel like you're playing the same shit over and over again. It just allows you to have a little bit of a different experience. Well, on top of that, the Contraband Hurricane. You could have like Contraband Hurricane, regular Contraband, daytime, nighttime, windy. I don't fucking like just different environments for each map. Like, how hard is it to implement that if you already did it before?
15 minutes.
Why not just like, dude?
It takes
day 1, Black Ops 5. Okay, this is 2020. We're in right now. Okay, we're fast forward to 2020. That game comes out. Let's say they have 7 maps off a launch. So not a crazy amount, but just 7 maps. But every single one of those maps is different from the 3-lane system, doesn't have the ant farms, and every single one of them has a daytime, morning, daytime, and nighttime version of it. Thinking the way Black Ops 4 is right now, they're considering it new maps. That would be 21 maps on release date to Treyarch. But for the players, they would be a little bit more accepting of it, especially if the maps were reasonable on the fact of being replayable and actually enjoyable. Because the maps that have been added to Black Ops, like, the only ones that people really like are all the remakes. WMD, Summit, Firing Range. Nuketown, honestly, isn't even that good in this game. You know, like, it's sad the fact that they had to add these other old maps into this game, and those perform better than the maps that you're actually working on new ones. Like, they don't have any character to it, and they're just boring. They're just not, there's nothing unique about them. The unique thing about Firing Range was you were in a shooting range. You have these trailers. You have interactable shooting targets to hide behind, do whatever. That was sick. But it was a 3-lane system, but hey, it was really cool because it had that Firing Range vibe. On top of that, Summit, you can go hop into the fucking gondola. You can camp in there. You can climb up this tower and get a high view to see inside of a window where people are in the computer room. On top of that, you can jump on top of the computer, get on this railing, and have an overside view of that as well. Then you got Jungle, which has the King's Rock, so you can overview almost the entire map. You got middle of the map bridge where that would be really good for flanks, but you can get spotted by another spot. You know, it's just like everything made sense. But in this game, it's like Let's just make a map with a bunch of fucking rocks and then throw a sewer pipe that you can walk through. Dude, what? What is that gonna do? There's no... Who cares about walking through a fucking sewer pipe and then just adding vehicles in the thing to make it take up more space? It's just... There was nothing unique about a fucking rock field. Nothing. Right. It's just... I don't understand. It's just... it drives me nuts. If I could just be some type of, like... If I could just talk in Treyarch's here and be like, just don't fuck it up.
So the day-night cycle, it took me like 15 minutes to do an Unreal. And the effects for like a desert storm, you can easily find something and drag and drop, basically, and then it's a sandstorm outside. That easy.
How easy is it, Treyarch? How easy? That's all I ask. That's all I ask. I'm going back to my other camera.
It's like, I gotta find it.
There we go. We're all Gucci. But
it's that easy, and it's
ridiculous, man. I think where it comes down to is the fact that they don't care.
That's what it feels like, and that's what it is.
They released the game, and they're already working on the next. And that's why these games are suffering and lacking so much, is because they're like...
And there's 3 dev teams. 3 dev teams.
3 of them! And 2 of them are support devs.
Yeah.
Now, and the way it used to be... So I'm hoping, by Modern Warfare's release date, I'm hoping that games from then on will be back to the phenomenal state they were. Because Raven and Sledgehammer both are games that are just... what's the word? Dev teams, sorry.
Yeah.
There are 2 dev teams that just need to stay as support devs. They cannot handle their own games. I'm sorry to say it. The one thing Sledgehammer was good on was their microtransaction system. I'm going to say right now, when it came down to supply drops and shit, they did a fantastic job of repaying the player for grinding the game. World War II, for instance. I didn't play a lot of it, but after however much the cycle was through the game, like about like 4 to 5 months, there actually was a lot more content. They have shipment 24/7 all the time now on that game. On top of that, they have a contract system where you can earn more things to use to get supply drops. And also on top of that, they didn't go down to the reserve case size of just 1 spin with duplicates. If you get a duplicate in the 3 turns that you get, you get salvage points for it, and then you can use that to buy what you want. Like, how hard is that for even Treyarch to do? Like, hey, you got a duplicate sticker that was a rare. Here's 100 of these points that you can use towards what you want. Like, let's say... They took the Infinite Warfare route, which is an Infinity Ward game, but phenomenal game. Didn't get enough love and support. This is the most ridiculous thing, but a lot of people mix it up. But in the same way, like, it kind of sucks, but kind of doesn't. So, day 1, Infinite Warfare. They didn't have leaderboards. A year later, they still didn't have leaderboards. Yeah. But, you know, what am I going to care more about, okay? So, there's a leaderboard system that just shows where you are ranked, and most likely a lot of people cheat on it, so it doesn't really matter, right? It's ridiculous. There's a lot of other ways to check your leaderboards. Compared to having a lot of content. Infinite Warfare had a fuck ton of content. Mark II weapons. They had a bunch of supply drops that gave you cosmetic items. They had camos for every gun, probably about 50 to 60 random camos you could get, and you typically got them quite frequently in the game. On top of that, they had Infected, gun game. They had a bunch of new game modes that they added. They even have fucking uplink in that. Like... They had a ridiculous amount of content in that game, but the one thing people focused on was fucking leaderboards. We have leaderboards at Black Ops 4, but guess what we don't fucking have? Good game modes, content, weapons, this, fucking, that. But you know what we have? Leaderboards! So fucking great, yeah! Fucking kidding me, dude. Like, get your priorities straight, community. I'm talking to you, the community, alright?
Yeah.
Why in the fuck does... I get it. If you want to be the number 1, congrats. There's your fucking title. But guess what? Not everyone in the fucking world is wanting to be number 1. They want to play a game that's replayable and has content. And I don't fucking get why people mix that up. Infinite Warfare was a phenomenal game because it had content. They didn't have leaderboards. That fucking sucks. Big whip they do. They had fucking content. That's what they did right. Black Ops 4, for instance. They have leaderboards. No fucking content.
Yep. And that's why a lot of people that are... playing the game is either just being competitive or playing Battle Royale now.
You wonder why people transition. And it's because of content. Yep. That is the best thing. Content and being content.
I
don't know if that made any sense.
big O right there.
But no, it's just
big oof.
Fortnite is not. I wouldn't say Fortnite will ever die because it's a free-to-play game and it's on every single platform. You tell me another game that can do that much of a phenomenal sweep of the nation. Nothing will ever touch that.
And not only
game.
that, I think.
And it's family friendly.
Yeah, that's another one, I guess, around. Too. It updates new things all frequently. The time.
Whether or not, let's say, they make a shitty update, right? But then, 6 hours later, the community is begging for them to revert, or not revert, but necessarily just more so remove the item from the game because it's broken as fuck. It's a broken mechanic, and they're like, okay, we'll look into it, we'll fix it, and they do it a day later. Treyarch, for instance, hey, this shit's broken. Nothing. Activision support, the bot will reply back. We'll get back to you soon. Blah blah blah. Please wait, and then it never fucking happens. You know, it's ridiculous the fact that a game that is on the top of the gaming chain right now is able to listen to the community, and the fact that you're a AAA publisher that costs fucking money and you're not even willing to do the same shit. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Fortnite, I don't play it personally because it got stale for me. I mean, I'm not going to say necessarily it's a stale game because I just grew out of it. It got old for me having people build coliseums when I'm trying to shoot someone. I want to just get the kill. I don't want to worry about
get it done and over
building
with.
Like, it's cool to watch. I'm going to say I really enjoy watching it on competitive. I just can't beat to that, and that's why I don't enjoy it near as much. But Call of Duty, for instance, I really enjoy the game because I'm get to shoot my targets. You know, it's easy. But the thing they do wrong is they just don't update the things that need to be updated. And when the community's preaching and preaching and preaching, they just don't listen. And they say they listen, but they don't do jack shit. You know,
you just gotta let me know how the next Call of Duty, because the next Call of Duty I am not
Call of Duty, it's gonna be my last, that's gonna be my last hope, is Modern Warfare just has to bang. And if it's really good and I enjoy it, like if I can play it to the same level of Black Ops 4, I'm staying with it. Because Black Ops 4, as I said earlier, I've played 26 days on the fucking game. Mm-hmm. So I mean, there's not a reason why I would dedicate that much time to that game. There is a reason why I dedicate that much to the game, because they have really good perks. They have really great things about it. But for the long-term grinder, typically a lot of people aren't going to stay on that game just because it lacks the content. But for me as a person, it's something that I enjoy because the movement mechanics are nice, and I just like to be the best that I can be in that game. And being the number one in the world for headshots, that's something cool that I like to keep. So it's kind of cool seeing that, you know? And I mean, I guess for any other players that are Prestige Master Level 1000, they don't really have that same, like, oh, I can't wait to hop back on Black Ops 4 and play, because it's just, I don't know. I don't think they get the same reward factor. So, I don't know. Like, once I changed my mindset about Black Ops 4 and I just try to just grind and fuck around and have a good time, I've been enjoying it a lot more, you know? Because that, to me, is a lot more content than what the game's giving. Because there's only so much skill you can implement into the game until it just becomes bullshit because other people are just noob-oriented and they have everything given to them, you know? Yeah. That's why I don't go for nuclears. That's why I don't go for crazy gameplays. The only thing I go for is crazy clips. So I just basically have a moment where I do really cool shit, and that's it. Because that feels cool to me. I would rather do that than get really pissed off because I die on a 27 knife streak because somebody grabs something being a fucking free-for-all match where I was going for my first nuclear ever. Yeah, that happened, by the way.
That actually happened?
Yeah, I was going for my first nuked out. And my first game, I hop on with a ballistic knife, and this guy fucking gravity slams me. He was hunting me the entire game. Boom! Another fucking thing Black Ops 4 needs. Streamer mode. Add a fucking streamer mode. Why is that not a thing? I hate it when people fucking target me. It's so annoying, because they know it's me, and then they fucking target me, and I want to punch my webcam like Summit 1G, dude. I just want to fucking bap. But I don't do it.
Don't want to do that, though. It's too nice of equipment right there.
Yeah. But that's kind of we kind of went a little bit off topic because we were supposed to talk about YouTube gaming, but kind of got into the Black Ops 4 grind, but it's all right. It's all right.
That's what happened a little bit. I mean, it was still on topic about AAA titled games in the last topic, and it's still talking about creators' content for YouTube gaming. It's just that you're into in the Call of Duty franchise, basically. And what are you gonna do if it's not Call of Duty?
Like, if the next Call of Duty isn't really good?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna have to. I mean, I would probably still play it, just giving it a chance. But of course, I'm still gonna be doing new content. I want to get into Minecraft. Like, that's something I really want to do. Actually, I know how dumb it sounds, but I think it'd just be fun. I mean, and plus, that game's actually getting a rise right now.
Yeah, actually, a few people are playing it again and having their own servers and such, and it's kind of weird to me. I was like, really, Minecraft?
Yeah, I want to see. There's like a Minecraft search that you can see. Search history or something. Yeah. There's like a way that you can see like the trends, and when you search it up, it was almost above Fortnite.
Oh,
or really? It was like even with Fortnite. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of strange. And I saw that for a lot of people doing that, and it was now Fortnite and just Grand Theft Auto. I still see Grand Theft Auto here and there. It kind of goes in waves. It seems like in and out. It all depends on what you are doing into Grand Theft Auto.
See, look at this. Take this for instance. I'm gonna share my screen and set my face cam quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if this will work. We'll try it. Hopefully it does. Okay. So can you see my screen? Does it work on stream as well?
Let's see here. Yeah.
Okay. So this is Minecraft searched on their engine, right? So look at this search interest. So back in July of 2018, it had a 58% interest over time, right? And then it kind of drops down. But this year, look at this fucking incline to 95 to even 100% interest on this day.
Like May.
Isn't that whack?
And that was weird how that
in May. Like how much it jumped because Minecraft finally hit its 10-year anniversary mark, and people are just like, dude, I love this. Why did I ever stop playing it? And it's cool to me to actually see that being on the rapid incline, because for a lot of people, it was just like, I don't really know how to explain it, but it was just like, it kind of hit home for a lot of people, I would say. Okay. And it's cool to see that it's getting back to the spot where it used to be, and the fact that Fortnite can be overcome. Like, all it takes is a good community. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing about gaming that's really hard. And sorry to cut you off. I'm just going to kind of ramble about this. But when it comes down to gaming communities, it's so toxic. I think that's the hardest thing about YouTube gaming, if you're trying to get invested into that, is it's just such a toxic community. Whether you be I think it's a lot more toxic when it comes down to competitive compared to Minecraft, because Minecraft's a lot more laid back and chill. People are a little bit more accepting of that. But when it comes down to playing a game, people will shoot your bodies, people will yell at you, call you shit just because you play games a lot. It's so toxic. And then just the community in general, if you leave the community, people are like, oh, I'm not watching his content. He doesn't play Call of Duty. I'm not watching that. Stupid. God, clickbaits. I'm not watching. Stupid. Just I don't know. It takes one thing for everyone just to be turned off. And that's why gaming is so hard to stay relevant in. It's very hard compared to being a vlogger, because if you're a vlogger, you're based on your personality and people will subscribe to you because of you. But in gaming, a lot of people are like, hey, I like this guy's personality and he's decent at games. I like him. And he plays the games I like, so I'm going to watch him. But if you stop playing the games he likes, typically enough, a lot of people are going to just be like, I'll watch him when he goes back to this game. Or I won't watch this guy. It's kind of have to be ahead of that type of stuff. And you really have to think about that. And I know my audience is a lot of Call of Duty based, but the fact that I was able to transition from doing zombies only to multiplayer now is phenomenal. I did not think that would even work, but lucky enough, with a lot of support that I got from people, it was phenomenal, dude. It takes a lot of hard work. If you're willing to switch and rebrand your content, you just have to dedicate time to do it, and that's all it is.
Yeah, and that's where doing specifics like that is so hard into the YouTube gaming world, because if you're just so specific, I try to do PUBG, I remember, and I just sucked ass into it. I never really took the time to really get good. And then there's always people that when you're doing a battle royale and it was like, hey, play Fortnite, I was like, I'm not playing Fortnite, I'm sorry.
Do that, man.
And it's community in YouTube world is definitely basically a savage. And I remember a couple times I just kind of blew up on people, and I just couldn't help it, you know.
Yeah, but that's one thing about the internet that you have to be really keen on is keeping your composure, because that's what people try to get at, you know. I think that's the biggest thing is like if they know something gets under your skin, of course they're gonna do it.
Oh, that
people used to spam the N-word in my chat, and I'm just like, you know what? Like, if you're not common decency as a person, like, come on, dude, grow the frick up.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, you're that freaking like, I don't get it. Like,
that part.
You know, I don't have a big problem with the word itself, but when it's meant in an intention to hurt someone, that's when I'm like, hey, fuck off, type of thing. Like, just don't do that. It's wrong as a person. But people don't understand that us on the internet isn't just like, hey, we can't see what you're saying and we're not people. We don't comprehend feelings. That's what they think. You know, it's just like, no, we're actually people. We see what you're saying. And when we're putting our head on a plate for you and our heart on a plate and you just fucking stomp on it because you don't care. It's just like, really? Like, why are you here then?
Right.
Like, go do something else with your own time. See what you can do that's successful in your fucking life. Because obviously you're not doing anything here. You know, it's just like, that's kind of where I get a little bit ticked off. And, you know, that's where I started to kind of like regain composure and stuff like that. It's like, I just need to not get heated about that. That's something I need to do in my off time. Like, okay, this guy's a fuck, but I'm not gonna give him any attention. That's just how I am. Like, when I used to stream consistently, it was just like when that one guy would come into the chat. His name's Adolf Hitler. not the one that's, there's actually a new Adolf Hitler. He's pretty chill. I like him.
Okay.
But there's another Adolf Hitler that created like 40 accounts and just spammed. So it just like, it ruins the I would say it just kind of ruins the vibe for everyone else in the chat, and that's why I try to like keep it clean and keep it fresh and all that stuff, you know,
because it just ruins it for all,
because it ruins it for everyone else. If there, and I don't want to resort to not reading chat just because of one person. I want to still interact with my audience, because that's just something that I've been really, I don't know, invested in when it comes to streaming, because it's like, why else would I stream other than to interact with the people that supported me to the point I am, you know? Like, there's no reason for me to just play. I mean, it goes both ways. Like, if I was with a lot of friends and I was trying to record a funny moments and I was just streaming at the same time, like, that wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind doing that. But it's just like, when I'm streaming solo, my main intention is to read the chat and have just some gameplay. You know, that's just what I intend to do. And, you know, entertain them. You know, that's the biggest thing. And, you know, me as a person, when I used to watch someone who's at like a 30,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, whatever, you get a cool little feeling when they say your name in the stream, you know? Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, when they're like, yo, what's up, Awaken Toast? You're like, holy shit, like, that's so cool. But, like, and I want to deliver that same feeling. I want to make sure that if this is this kid's first stream, I want him to feel welcomed. I want him to feel like there's a home for him. I want to feel that this could be an escape for him if he's in a tough time. Like, I want to be that, like, I want to be that pillar for him. Like, if you need help, man, I got you, you know?
Like, that's what this is for, basically.
That's just the beauty of it, you know?
Just to have fun and
it's their escape, and the crazy thing is the fact that this is overcoming television nowadays. And people just don't understand that. Like, they're like, what's YouTube going to do for you? It's like, do you even comprehend the fact that YouTube is oversweeping the nation compared to fucking... Who watches TV on their fucking phone? No one. Who watches TV on their computer? No one. What do they watch? YouTube. Twitch. Yep.
YouTube
Mixer.
and Twitch.
Whatever else. Like, porn. Like, anything.
Porn. Just the way
you don't watch that.
Porn.
Like, you don't watch that. It's not like I'm going to go walk into a freaking movie store and buy a fucking porn DVD. I mean, that was probably a thing back in the day.
It's weird.
Because they used to have the adult rating section, didn't they?
I just, they still have. That'd be weird, because it's like, I don't want anyone to see this.
Exactly.
No, not at all.
Weird.
I think
such a strange transition, and it's just how I don't really know how to explain it, but that's just kind of how society has changed. And, you know, to a lot of older people, no, not like calling you old, but I'm just saying, like, just people in like their 50s and whatever, they always think that manual labor is the thing, like, because that's what they grew up with, but they don't understand the potential of what you can do on the internet. Like, the internet has so many different ways, so many job outlooks. Like, back in the day, you couldn't just pop open a fucking window and be like, okay, how many job outlooks are here in Kentucky? How many jobs are here? How many jobs? You couldn't do it. You had to just resort to local people telling you stuff, and then you would go off of that and figure it out yourself. But nowadays, there's so much expansion, so much different ways and different routes to take. Like, there's so much easier way, or so many different ways to create your own business nowadays. Like, so much more entrepreneurs are becoming a thing. And not enough people understand that is a potential job outlook for themselves. And they don't see themselves doing it, so they try to change you as a person of what you want to do. And that's why I'm super, super huge on, if you have a dream and you have a passion, if you can dedicate the time to it, fucking do it. And whatever, you could be 12, you could be 10, I don't give a shit. If you're dedicated and you want to fucking, dude, start early. Do anything in your power to make that happen. You know,
seriously, start.
Why in the heck? Start young.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
And start now.
It can be any time. But just don't let that one fucking person, because he didn't have the opportunity to do what you do, to tell you not to do what your passion is. Like, I just don't understand the people that are like, I didn't do this because my mom said this, or I didn't do this because my parents didn't let me. Like,
there's a lot of gamers.
Who are they to tell you what your life is? You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of gamers.
They are there to guide you into the right path. They're there to be basically your guidance for your future. But you are you. Don't change you because somebody else wants something else of what you're meant to be. You know?
Yeah, and a lot of
my mom was a doctor,
like
so I'm going to be a doctor. My dad's a fireman, so I'm going to be a fireman. I mean, if you're inspired to do that, fuck yeah, that's awesome. Go and become a fireman. But if you're someone who's like, you know, I really don't want to be that for the rest of my life. I want to do this. I want to become something I know that I'm capable of. Fucking do it. Mm-hmm. Don't let it hold you back. You know? And that's where I've always been, is like, I need to invest so much time into this to make it work. And I am dedicated enough that I know it will work. But it's just going to take fucking time, and I just need people to believe in me as well. But the one thing I need to know for a fact is that I believe in myself. And that is the one thing that people don't understand, is you need to have belief, you need to have the ethic, you need to have a healthy mind state, you just need to be ready to work your fucking ass off to get to where you want to be. And that's where I am driven to do, just for the future of what my life's going to be. And, you know, I feel like it's kind of a meant to be thing, and it's very passion based and passion driven. So of course I'm going to try to invest as much to it. And then if I do lose my fire, and if I'm just like, it's not for me, of course I'm going to switch it up and try to figure out something else. Because I mean, I have a fuck ton of years ahead of me, and it's never too late to go get an easy job that pays $12 an hour and go into work 30 hours a week, 40 hours a week, and get money to live in a house with 3 friends. You know, it's not going to be stressful. Like, I have the opportunity to go and do that. But, you know, if I can focus on this in a young age, compared to people wasting $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 in college into something that they won't even apply to their future life, it's like, what's the point? You know, there is so many different ways to earn money in this age, and there's so many different ways to learn things self-taught compared to college. I'm not saying college is a bad idea.
It all depends on where you're going for, and that's where
the biggest thing.
That's where people get that all wrong, is that if you have a clear idea what you want in college, like
if you're very confident with where you're going, I completely agree on that.
But if you're not confident, don't do it. That's my biggest thing. It's like,
a big waste of money.
It's exactly It's like, why waste your money on going to college if you have no idea what you're gonna do? And all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I got it. I want to make videos, and you're like, fuck. You know,
I'm $80,000 in student debt.
Right, or 20. It doesn't even matter. You're still in debt in something. It's either way. If it's $20,000 to $80,000, you're still in debt.
Another really crazy thing about college is this is the thing that I as a person had to look into, because I was like, I was thinking about going to college for cinematography and film and cinema. You know, like, that was something I was really confident on. I was like, I think that'd be cool. But something that not a wide majority of people do is they don't look at the fucking job outlook in their area. And they're just so stupid and so ignorant to do so. You need to look at the job outlook, because if you're going to let's say construction, right? But there's not a lot of construction on where you live, and you plan on living locally, good fucking luck of finding a job with no experience, and only, like, you didn't even, like, even if you didn't have an internship or whatever else, you have no fucking experience. All you have is a degree that says, hey, I can do something. Like, no, they're going to pick someone who's a lot more experienced so they can be a lot more efficient. They don't give a single fuck if you have your degree. They care about people who have had a hands-on work. You know, that's
exactly
in this day and age, that's what it fucking, like, and the job outlook, if it's low, why in the fuck are you going in that field if there's not a high chance of you getting there?
So, like, for me, I'm going into software engineering for school. And I looked into a couple of different studios that is in the gaming world because that's what I'm trying to do for a business. Unreal, you have to have minimum 3 years of experience.
Oh yeah.
And that's the minimum. So it's like if I could start now as an intern, that'd be great. But as a computer science software engineer, that's everywhere. And I can look at jobs right now, and I still do right now. They see like, okay, where can I work at that is more scripting based or whatever. And then the actual studio I would love to work is Santa Monica Studios, which is like God of War, of course. I would love God of War. But they require 7 years experience.
Well, I mean, their games are phenomenal.
Exactly, yeah. And that's...
they have high standards, and that's crazy good. That's what Call of Duty doesn't have. Hey, you just came out of college? Fuck it. Come work for Activision.
Yeah.
Because we pay you super shit pay, and we get a lot of fucking money.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I couldn't believe the fact that since one Call of Duty game was shitty, they just fired everyone. They fired like over 200 fucking employees.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's seeing that, I would not work. I'm sorry, I just would not work for Activision.
No.
That is such an independent. Oh, somebody else fucked up on a game that you worked on. Well, that sucks because you're shit out of luck. You're out of your job. That we made you move here and you worked for only a year. But hey, you know what? Find something else.
I think the older games are starting to just have their own comeback since like.
Yeah, I'm just waiting until Call of Duty fires a lot of their really good Call of Duty like devs, and they just kind of like what the Modern Warfare 2 team did with Apex Legends. I just hope that they band together and just make this fucking awesome FPS game, like just a slap in the fucking face. And it's one of those games that just lasts, and it's just like fuck you, Last Stand.
Right.
You know, like, God, man.
I'm not gonna point any fingers, but Steve.
It'd be sick though. I'm telling you, like it'd be cool to see. I think that'd be. I mean, I hope to God that they, because I mean, I love the guy. I love a lot of the developers. Like they're just phenomenal people, and like I even talked to Matt Scronce on Twitter, and he's a fucking memer. Like I love that guy. He's super funny. Right. Like I have nothing but utter respect for a lot of developers because like. I mean, they always get the shit end of the stick, and it may not even be in their power. But I know a lot of the microtransaction shit is in their power, and that's what pisses me off. But a lot of the other things, like movement mechanics that I talked about in other games and stuff that they've advanced on, they have done a fantastic job. And I have nothing but respect for that. Because trying to make a game so fluent from going from boost and fucking exo jumps and whatever to a game that is boots on ground but still has that same momentum feeling is unreal. The fact that they managed to make it feel just as momentum based, you know, like that's what my biggest like set on Black Ops 4 was. Like it has to be fast paced. It has to be feeling like an exo movement game without the exo, and that's where
you're just like you're striving forward so quickly.
And they delivered it. Yeah. So I have nothing but respect for a lot of developers. Like I may talk a lot of shit about the game, but I still love it, and I still love a lot of things they do. But there are always those few setbacks that they could work on. And I just hope to God that they figure that out from this one. I'm really hoping that Black Ops 4 was just the guinea pig for Call of Duty to see what they can and can't get away with.
But see, that's where it actually irritates the hell out of me.
It should have been a free-to-play game if they're guinea pigging it.
If they're guinea pigging it, yeah, that's exactly it. It should be it not even $100, you know.
You move the background?
Yeah, I am. Boom.
Oh, do you put it on scroll or something or what?
I actually, that's a good idea. Let's try to do that.
Is there a way to do that?
Yeah, there is a way to do it.
There's a way to do it. We're too invested in the fucking...
I know.
Yo, this background's sick. Now Star Wars is down here. Fuck yeah.
I forget how you do it. Let's see here.
God, dude.
Oh, man.
Meteoroid!
Well, yeah, like all these old games, even on this background, you know, I feel like these can have a comeback just to, like, people just playing something. It's like, what are you doing? I'm just playing a game. I forget how you do it. Just scroll. Wait, oh.
Oh, no! No, come back! Come back! Oh, shit.
Sorry.
Come back! There we go. Yeah! Sorry.
I figured it out.
Let's do the Jurassic Park thing. Did you actually get it?
See? It's doing it by itself.
How'd you do that?
How'd you do that? All right.
How'd you do that?
Go to filters.
Oh, I'm not my OBS, bro.
Well, no, you go to your filters and one of your images.
And you put scroll or something?
And you click on scroll, and it will say horizontal or...
Wait, can I scroll too?
Can I scroll? Oh, actually, you know what? Let's try that.
Scroll with the... Give me a second. Oh, my head's peeking. Shit.
Oh, my head's peeking. Is that what you said? Oh, no.
Well?
Go back.
I'm back. What the? What happened? I don't think that works, does it?
No, I try to do... maybe let's try to do the display and see if it works on that one, too.
We got so distracted. Sorry.
I know. This is funny.
My ADHD that I don't have is kicking in.
Will it work on yours? It does work on yours.
Does it actually? What are you doing? Are you making me scroll?
Watch this.
Wait, am I cycling? No! Come back! No! Wait. Can I do the stare thing? Give me a second. Which way do I face? Is it this way? No, it's the other way. Shit. Oh, whoops. No, other way. This is tiring as shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was a little...
This is great.
Yeah, let me just put
phenomenal.
That back. Let's just put that back.
This is phenomenal. It's the best podcast I've ever been on.
It's the best
podcast. Only podcast I've been on.
It's the only podcast you ever been on, man. That's only. You know,
it's the most lit. I have the power to just fucking weep.
I didn't think about putting a background as a movement. That's actually lit.
That's really genius.
Oh, there we go.
I was wondering why you were moving it. I was like, you should just throw a scroll on that. It actually works.
Yeah, I'm not doing a thing. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
I might have to do that for like my face cam stuff and throw my little toast thing in the background and just have it. But all right. So what else do we plan on hitting in this podcast? Are you kind of thinking of closing her up soon?
Pretty soon.
Where are we at for time wise?
We're an hour and 17. So if anything, like for another 10 minutes, basically.
10 minutes. What's kind of your podcast max time? Is that 120 or 130 or something like that?
I try to keep it around hour and a half long.
Hour and a half. Gotcha.
Yeah, roughly.
Is there anything else you want to hit then?
Do you ever play anything that other than first-person shooter?
Do I play anything other than first-person shooters?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Minecraft was one of the good ones. I would definitely say.
Yeah.
But I would say first-person shooters. Ever since I was introduced into that type of category of gaming, I've kind of like just fell in love with it. I was 10 years old when I first got into World at War because that was going back to my 10-year-old self. Oh my god. What? But no. God. I was at my cousin's house though, and I remember we walked in the basement. I seen him playing this zombies mode, and I just remember he was on that big fat back TV, 480p, super shitty graphics, fat, you know. Yeah. And they were playing split screen. I was like, hey, can I have a turn? Because I was just a kid who played fucking Pokemon on my DS all the time. So I was like, I want to try this out. And the instant I put my hands on that controller and I played that game when I died on round 1 like 40 times, like it was just like, yes, I love this. It's just cool, you know. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, I was like, I want a Call of Duty game. I begged and begged and begged my mom and dad because obviously couldn't work at that age. I was like 10 years old, so I was just like, Mom, can I get this game? She's like, oh, we'll have to see because you're not really old enough and it's kind of bad. It's rated M for mature. I was like, Mom, I'm mature. You know, it's like, but
Mom, I'm mature. Come on,
Mom, come on. But
it's just you can imagine.
Yeah,
I love this game a lot.
I remember the first thing she bought me. I was so fucking mad at her. I was a little shit, dude. I should have just been appreciative of it. Like, when I look back, she was just trying to be nice. So, I had a PS2 at the time, and she bought me a Call of Duty game called the Big Red One, the PS2. I was like, I can't wait to play because I thought it was gonna be like World at War. I wanted to play zombies. I didn't know how to do it. I just wanted to do it. So I put the disc in my PS2. I launched it up. I'm like, where is everything? And it's just like this really shitty campaign that was like boring as heck. And like I was sitting there like, this sucks, dude. And like, God. And I was like getting so like, I just became a little shit. I was just like, I want the other thing. But then the Christmas rolls around. I remember my dad ended up getting a PS3 for us. My brother and I had to share, and it came with Modern Warfare 2. You better know your boy was fucking hyped. It was lit. I remember playing that game for the first time, and we were just fucking attached to it, like to the point that me and my brother, since they didn't have split screen either, we had to take turns, and like we would each like we wanted to play it so bad. We're like, okay, let me play. It's like, nah, one more game. You know, and going back and forth, and it was cool. Like that is one of the like unforgettable memories I have, is just falling in love with the franchise right then and there. World at War was the first fall in love thing, but Modern Warfare 2 was like the first ever like I had my hands on something that is going to become so much greater. Like this was just awesome. I just remember playing that, and Modern Warfare 2 was our game, man. It was just so cool. Running around with the M4A1 noob tube, you got freaking the RPD. Like,
what was your very first game?
First game?
Yeah, ever.
For PS1.
It was on PS1?
Actually, no, it wasn't. No. PS1 was our family, so that doesn't count. First one I ever owned was on the Game Boy Color, and it was Pokemon Crystal. Pokemon Crystal for the Game Boy Color, and I remember playing the crap out of that game. That was so much fun.
So,
and I didn't even get the little, they actually made these things for your Game Boy Colors, because the screen, you couldn't see it if it's
yeah, with the light.
You could plug it into the side, and it had a little lamp that you could use. I was like, dude, that's so sick. I never had that. I had to go in my living room at night, put on the little night lamp, and hold it right over the thing, and I would sit there for hours like this, playing on the couch, trying to get it under the light so I could see it. It was just so cool, man.
Oh,
and then Game Boy Advance rolled around. I got that, or Game Boy Advance SP, got that, and then I was so hooked on Pokemon for so long. And then eventually you got into the Call of Duty 8, but
right.
I would definitely say Pokemon was my first game. I'm still in love with it. I mean, I wear a fucking Pikachu backpack. I look like, yeah, it's interesting.
My first game was on Nintendo NES. It was this Kung Fu game. And that was my very... I think it was actually called Kung Fu.
Kung Fu?
Yeah. Kung Fu. It just made the simple noises, and you're really not moving. You're just waiting for them to come to you. You're just like kicking like a high.
Oh my God. So I was like super young. I was probably 8 or 9. And I just remember this one game. It was... Have you ever heard of Twisted Metal?
Yes. Oh yeah, that was my favorite game.
I used to play the shit out of Twisted Metal.
I played that.
It was so fun. Using the little pink lowrider thing with the gun on the side. It was fucking sick. But anyways,
just kill people.
That's beyond the point. I wanted to play Twisted Metal, but I didn't know what it was called. Well, I found this one game, and I thought it was it because it was a fighting game. And it said whatever for the rate. I just assumed it was going to be the game. So I go and grab the disc, and I put it in the PS2, and I launch it up. It was a game I was playing. This was at my cousin's house again, but it's on my PS2. It was a game that I vividly remember. We were on a beach, and you fought as girls in bikinis. And every time you punched someone, a piece of their clothing would start ripping until they went full nude.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck it was called. But I remember playing it, and then somebody walked in, and I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, it's cool. I'm punching shit. Like, it just... But it was harmless because I was like 8 or 9. They're like, turn that off! And they go and like turn it off. I was like, what? It was just, oh man. I just remember.
Oh man.
And then they had a volleyball mode so you could play volleyball and you spike it, and if they hit the
boing,
other player,
boing,
they go
boing.
Flying back, and then their top would fall off. And then,
oh really?
Yeah, it was fucking sick. It was so cool.
It just...
I think that one's definitely Twitch approved, but
Twitch, yeah, that's definitely Twitch approved right there.
But that was fantastic experience. I think that's when I became a man at 8 years old.
At 8 years old, oh man, I remember like this Christian lady I used to go to, and I decided to play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Oh yeah,
because I thought it was fun because I was a little kid playing that. And all of a sudden he said this, "I want that nightstick up my ass," and she just turned the corner like, what the hell did that guy say? I actually didn't say what the hell that guy said. She was Christian. So she's like, what did he say?
What did he just say?
What did he say?
Wait a minute.
You need to turn that off. It's just.
Yeah, we used to play Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube at our old church. That was pretty sick.
Oh,
I haven't gone to church in a good minute, but
it's been
I have some really good memories.
Oh yeah, that's
a lot of gaming related though. I'm just a gamer at heart. I'm just gonna be that way for a while.
I know, and when you go back to those old games and even just streaming it, you're like, oh my god. Just
like I mean, I'm gonna be serious with you though. Like when I went back to the old games, I was like, oh dude, this was so fun back in the day. And then I go look and like, okay, go back to Black Ops 4.
Yeah, it's just like it's not that.
It gets boring. Really, like you don't have that same feeling because at the time that was like insane. But nowadays it's like that's nothing even close to expectations. Because you just expect it. Because back in the day, the last thing you remember was that being the most epic game that you've ever played. Then you go back to it, it's like, wow, this thing actually isn't that good. You know?
Yeah, it's only 10-minute session.
We used to play this one game. It was like Monster Jam, or no, it was like, yeah, I think it was Monster Jam 4x4 or something like that.
Okay.
And basically, you'd be like Gravedigger, Monster Mutt, whatever it was, and instead of like doing the races and doing the checkpoints and stuff, we had this one big map and we just played tag. Like we would basically drive around and play tag all the time, and that was like the most fun thing that we could think of. Literally playing tag in a video game with Monster. Like it was so cool. And then like I went back to it to go and try it out again. I was just like, wow, how did I play this?
I know it's some of the games it's really hard. It's just
I remember specifically you get these little abilities. So like there was one that was spiky tires. You have another one that was a super jump. So like your car would smash down like this and it'd bungee up so you could like do a super jump. Well, there was this spot that I don't know if it's a glitch spot, but it was just something that we figured out as a kid. You would hop up on top of a building, then if you ramped and hopped in the perfect time with your back wheels, you could fly and land on your back and get on top of it. And that's where we would always go when we were playing tag, because it was like, who's gonna fucking get up there? Yeah, good luck.
Right.
So you're like basically infinite, but it'd take like 5 minutes for the other player to finally get up there. It was such a vivid memory that I have of that. Cool, just the little things like that, man. They always get me.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I think the only older games I can really stick to a little bit longer than any other ones is probably Mario.
You know, I don't know if I could get as like Wii was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think I could go back to the old NES though. I don't think I could.
No. If I went back to the Super Nintendo, that's the one I got stuck to, and I still love that.
Is that the one that you could play as Mario or Luigi? I can't remember.
You can do that.
But is that like a cheat code thing?
You actually, it's more
or player based. Like one player was.
You can like one player.
Because I remember
move on to one world.
If one person stopped at a certain point, it would show Mario dancing on a level, and then you could walk past him as Luigi, and then continue on, and then they could continue.
Yeah, that's basically. Cool. Yeah, and then it saved, and that was like the biggest thing. Oh my God, it saved the progress. Holy shit!
That was so cool.
Yeah, and it's still awesome for me to go back to that and look at that. Paper Mario, I cannot do though. Oh my God, no.
Yikes.
The one game I used to really love, and I went to a friend's house and played it. It was Mega Man. Mega Man. Oh my God.
I never played Mega Man.
Really? Oh my gosh.
I played this one game way back when. It was like a army soldier game. They were like little green soldiers, like little toy soldiers, and you ran around and shot people. I don't know what it was.
I had a game like that actually.
All I remember was it was basically a war game mode all the time, and you just walk around as an army little shooter guy. It was really cool at the time. Just like, and maybe that's where I started off with like loving Call of Duty, was because of that game that I ran into. Like maybe if I never ran into that game, I would never play Call of Duty. Like it's weird how some things work.
The multiplayer wise, I actually did not play a lot of multiplayer in Call of Duties, just because I never really had internet until I lived in my own house. Or I just go to my friend's house and I'll play online over there. And really, when I got really into Call of Duty was because of zombies.
Yeah, I think a lot of people could say that too.
And
I used to watch Yodi Slayer all the time. He was the biggest inspiration for me to even start my stuff. What's up, ladies and genitals? It's just
ladies and genitals. Oh my gosh, I remember that.
Man, that was great.
Yeah, I remember it. I was so into big in zombie games in general. I was playing Left 4 Dead. What other zombie games I was playing? I was playing a lot, I feel like. And then I tried out like War That War. I actually didn't like it at first. Yeah, be ironic with it. I was like, the hell is this shit? I was like, you get hit twice? Oh, this is bullshit.
I love that. And then I started looking up tutorials and whatever else to do better. And then I think that was my biggest thing about games is like, I don't know. I always looked for ways to get better at it. And I think that's why I still enjoy Call of Duty to this day. It's like I try to figure out ways to get better, even though right now for multiplayer wise, it's like you can't really get better because all you're gonna do is get better, and then other people are gonna kill you anyway because they're fucking no skill gap. But
yeah, well, it was the time that was only that one map. It was that one map always like it just yeah, and it was nothing there, and really there was.
I don't know why I just love that map so much, and then having friends play on it, it was like. Don't buy the staircase. What are you doing? We go through the help room.
Oh my gosh, I actually hated a guy that buys the staircase. He always bum-fucks me.
Why did you buy the fucking staircase? You ruined the game. And then we didn't even think about restarting. We just like.
It's just a simple, it's just a simple restart because you're not that far.
But no, we didn't. We always just. I remember the first time I got a ray gun. I was like, oh, ray gun!
I know, yeah. That's when I realized there was a box.
First figured out there was a flamethrower in the freaking cabinet. I was like, whoa, so cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool for like 2 minutes, and I was like, I'm dead. Because I walked right through it. Oh, man. I learned pretty quickly on that one. But at first, I did not like it. But after like trying it out a little bit longer, and then seeing there was a box or something, I was like, oh, that's cool, actually.
True that.
So, like, first impression, not great. But second try.
First impressions, sucked ass.
Yeah, I didn't know anything at all about it, though. I just, like, you would see recognition that you're where you're at in your health, other than just and done, and it just.
Well, that's how a lot of old games where they would have the health bar on the screen so you could see how much you were hit by, which it's really crazy to think that used to be the style and it just isn't anymore. You look back to the old Call of Duty and they even had a little health bar on Call of Duty 1 that when you got hit by someone, your health bar would go down and you'd have to kill a player and pick up a health pack to heal back up. Like, there was so much shit like that before until fast regen became a thing and it's like, oh, dude, this is so much better, Like,
yeah. That's basically.
That was a game changer for a lot of games. Was automatic health regen. I think if that never became a thing, games would be so much different right now. Which is weird though, because Fortnite is a game that doesn't have automatic regen.
That's a good point. Actually, they actually had the.
It's a manual healing thing, and they have the health bar. It's weird.
It's like I want to go back to that. That's what they did.
They went back in time, and it paid off. It's fucking cool, dude. It's cool how those things work. But H1Z1, no, actually, no. I don't even think H1Z1. I remember playing that game, but that game sucked ass. To be honest, it was really good for like the first portion of it, like the first seasons, and then they just didn't update ever.
Yeah, after
same with PUBG. PUBG's kind of the same way.
That's funny how you say that. After PUBG, the director for H1Z1 left. It seemed like an updated version of H1Z1 and Fortnite. And after I heard that people for PUBG was gonna sue Fortnite because they stole their idea, whatever.
It's like you stole H1Z1's idea, buddy.
Yeah, and then they saw the fame what they were gaining in just 1 week.
They tried to free. Off of it,
yeah, and then all of a sudden they canceled out in that, and that's where I just fizzled out on that game because it wasn't updating as well after a while, and finally now Black Ops 4 is now showing PUBG is a bug G now.
Bug G.
It is bug G now.
Bug G.
All right, so now we can just wrap it up here. And any final words about YouTube gaming world?
Okay, going back to the first topic, I would say if you're willing to dedicate the time and you're willing to try to give it a shot, 100% do it. That's what I would say. YouTube gaming as a whole, it's going to be a hard community to get invested in. It takes a lot of time, so you can't expect to have success right off the start. But I definitely suggest giving it a shot and seeing if it's for you. That's what I would say.
Yeah. It's definitely, it takes a lot longer for some people. It all depends on certain topics or...
Oh, yeah, you can't expect growth off the start. There's just no way.
No.
Like, it took me a year to get my first 100, you know? Like,
yeah, it all depends on
and do not resort to freaking self-advertising your shit on other people's channels. It's not going to get you anywhere. Because I did that as a kid.
I did that as a kid.
Dumb. I went on CNator's channel, and I was like, CNators, if you could just help me, this is my dream. I was like, yeah, okay, I could never do this. Like, no, I was just like, I felt so bad. It's just like, I seen the wrong the instant after I did that. It's just like, wow.
Not only
so
that,
many kids are that way.
Kids don't understand this either. It's just a lot of people don't really care for that. It's like, oh, I mean,
they just assume that, hey, you know, I can just blow up if somebody helps me. But it's like, hey, you need to do that your fucking self. Because that's how we got here. Like,
not only that, that's the only way it works. Yeah. Really, that's the only way it works. You can't just blow up because they're like, hey guys, I have a shit microphone. Don't worry about it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have to figure out.
Sometimes if you're acknowledging that as a meme, then people actually like enjoy it. It's kind of funny.
Of course, yeah, that's a different story. Roger, 99er, Roger, you
my mic is totally ass, but you know.
Yeah. But we're gonna play some Call of Duty and fuck with people, you know.
Yeah. Just like fucking mic's like down the throat. I love those like headset videos when they have their mic like this, dude, and they're fucking talking in here. You can hear like the wind. It's funny. Like that's humor to me. That's a funny humor. But
of course, yeah.
But anyways, I'm guessing you said you wanted to wrap it up. So,
yeah. So
thank you for having me on the show. I really do appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed.
Had a good talk. This time kind of just like fucking flew past. I can't believe it's already 10 o'clock. But
I know. That's
holy
the biggest
cow. I got to get back to recording some Black Ops 4 tonight. So
yeah.
Be a hoot of a time.
Everyone, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Do it like a. Bye bye.